Hi, and welcome to Teletalk. I'm Liv.
And I'm Ben.
And on this episode, you'll hear our carefully considered and not at all random thoughts on a show we like. There will be spoilers.
We're giving ourselves an age rating of 15 and above, but you're welcome to make up your own mind. Listener discretion is advised. This week, it's The Curse of Oak Island, Season 13, Episode 5. Keep on rockin', not rocking, rockin', with an apostrophe at the end.
Like rocking around the Christmas tree.
Rocking around the wooden stuff and lots of holes.
Okay, but you could have done rocking around the rocky stuff. Because that's the new round feature.
Later we'll have some Templar pie and we'll do some tunneling.
Alright.
Come on, you like that
was
one?
Good, yeah.
We're back on Oak Island, the source of all our hopes and dreams.
And we're a bit late recording, so my memory is a bit more fuzzy than it usually is.
So this could be interesting.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I took notes.
Good.
Yeah.
I did not.
This would fall apart without. Can you imagine? Without the notes, we'd be like, someone did a thing.
Yeah.
No names would be remembered.
There's something around. Yeah.
Bick and Rorty. So I thought we would start this week, if you're ready. Mm-hmm. Ready, steady, Teddy.
Yeah.
With the Lot 5 feature.
The new round feature. What did we decide to call it last time?
We didn't decide. We thought we'd wait and see what they came up with.
Oh, right.
And they just went with the round feature. Well, confusion be damned.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really good because they got straight into it and they just had the archaeologists assemble to start digging. And Marty.
Yes. Because I was thinking as soon as he was there, like, right, he's going to get that digger.
I normally am, but that one completely passed me by. And then the backhoe
Yeah.
appeared and I was like, oh, that's why he's there.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm a fool. But yeah, so they do classic, as we said, time team maneuver of, this digging is hard and stuff. Fetch the backhoe. Because there was a boulder.
Yes. What was actually quite interesting once they got into this a bit was that there was lots of rubble, which seems to be quite common across the island. That's what they had in the rounded feature, the original one, when they started digging that out, was just sort of almost backfill, wasn't it?
Yes.
But big backfill.
Yeah, big backfill.
The size of a hand. And then they were likening it to the wall, and I went, oh yeah, the wall. I forgot about the wall.
I forgot about the wall. Yes, the Portuguese-style rock wall on Lot 26 that was dated to 1474.
Yeah. And they're saying that the rocks and boulders that they're now finding in this new round feature are very similar, so they are thinking the dates might be similar.
How soon before they transition to, we know that it's the same and it's a Portuguese hole in the ground.
Yeah.
You say rubble. They say small pointy rocks.
Yes.
which they declare could not have been ploughed up by farmers. Just not possible.
Mm-hmm. Well, they do have a geologist and an archaeologist telling them this.
Terry Matheson in Not at a Table in the Money Pit.
Yeah.
They had a quiet day.
Yeah. Well, I quite like that they got him over and he said exactly the same as what they'd just said, which was very little.
Yeah.
And kind of obvious. I feel like you did not need the qualification in geology to know that.
Yeah, but they have to get someone with some sort of qualification to be like, look at the Poindexter, he says we're right too.
Maybe that's Laird's integrity as lead archaeologist of like, this is a bit beyond my level, I know, I'll outsource and get someone who does know in. Look how...
Imagine if they did that and then on shuffles Gary Drayton. Be like, yeah, it's made of pooter. But they also... There's a big revelation about the upright standing stone in there. Do you remember what that was?
It's really big.
Well, yes, but it's on an east-west line. It runs east-west precisely, which they somehow knew, like no deviation or anything, and so that's very Templar.
Well, did they get the stick-holding man in? Was he there?
Steve Guptill, your favourite. They said they were going to.
Right, yeah, because he might have done that when they were all having a coffee break.
because they also get very excited because it's 6 foot in diameter, and I was like, but at what point? Because
Hang
it's not
on.
circular.
They revealed that like it was special.
Oh yeah.
Like, does anyone know how big this is? And then Laird gives like a
yes.
knowing grin nod thing, like, yes, it's
grod?
12 foot. Wait, what?
It's 6 foot.
6 foot 12 something?
No, it's 6 foot, which is 72 inches, and then we get into the Templar rule of 72.
Oh yeah, that's how
which
it
we've heard of that before when they were talking about Nolan's Cross, another thing I'd forgotten existed.
Yeah, it was a couple of seasons ago, wasn't it, when they had some sort of mathematician person come
Some
in?
sham charlatan snake oil salesman. Yes.
Wow.
No, I'm sure. I'm tarring him with the same feather as a lot of their experts, which is unfair. He brought maths, which is at least, provable and stuff.
The experts aren't the problem. The problem is the people that just have a theory that they get on, and it's like, well, who are you to have this theory?
I want that to be the subtext of the show. Oak Island, the experts aren't the problem.
Oak Island, what's your theory?
Oh my god, I have to have that made into a t-shirt.
The experts aren't the problem.
Yes.
For work, handy.
I mean, it's so flexible. It can work in any situation.
Just happen to wear it every day you go to the office.
So the reason they reference the aforementioned Steve Guptill, your boy, is that they want to position it and they want to understand whether it sits proportionally to anything else on the island. I think their statement was, I want to know where this sits and whether the maths math up to anything else on the island.
Yeah, but then that links into the maps that we've been talking about, or the map. The
Xena Halpern
Yeah,
map.
the Xena one, yeah. The French one.
There's lots of ways of identifying the one map the one that doesn't specifically look like a baby elephant.
What baby elephant?
Well, the whole island looks like a baby elephant when you see the shape. They've talked about it on the show.
What?
You've not noticed? It's like a little baby elephant with a trunk and the ears. Have you not noticed that when they zoom out for the whole island?
No.
Look next time. It looks like a teeny baby elephant.
I always get distracted when we're doing that big zoom out looking at the island thing, because I try and imagine it as two islands, because that's what they're saying, isn't it?
Is that what you do every time?
Yeah, every time, because they say the swamp was man-made and used to just be the sea, and they've joined two islands together using that swamp. So when they zoom out, that's always what I'm doing.
We ought to pause it for you and you can spend a bit more time looking at it.
Yeah, or I could Google it.
You could, but that's too much.
I'm not going to remember the baby elephant thing next time we're watching.
I'm going to point it out.
Hang on, let me look at it now.
Woo, woo, editing magic, woo.
Yeah.
Wow, I see you're on board. Good times.
Oh, right, okay.
Are you now distracted by looking at whether it could be two islands because of the swamp?
No, I'm trying to look at the elephant thing. If you like kind of squint funny and like, yeah, I can, okay.
That's a resounding yes from Liv. She's on board with the baby elephant theory.
Okay.
So you've got the blob, the baby bob, and the baby elephant. But yeah, so it looks like the new round feature, the upstanding stone thing, is going to be a thing now, right?
Templar.
Oh yeah, of course they linked it to Templar.
Because of the East-West 72 thing.
Yeah, well, I think that's probably why last week was Templar Light. They knew they were going to go deep into Templar territory this week.
Well, they didn't really, did they? They just sort of lay the groundwork.
Yeah, you got Templar coming, people.
Yeah.
Come for the archaeology, stay for the Templars.
So what do you think this is going to be then? Because why would they do it?
I don't know.
Unless it is just a marker.
Yeah, yeah, it could just be a load of old toot that they piled in a hole. Because why would this be any different than the boulder that they dug out with the backhoe was far too big for them to accidentally just roll it in.
Well, they said it couldn't be moved by man.
Ably demonstrated, because they needed a big backhoe.
Yeah, but what did the ancients use when they put it in?
A ancient backhoe?
Also, I would just think that this is a lot of effort to go to if it's just a dumping ground. But I was also thinking when we were watching this is what they're calling some sort of marker. But they talk about in Oak Island's history, there was a massive boulder with etchings and carvings all over it that got blown up
Yeah,
because
they
they
blew
thought
it
the
up.
treasure was underneath. It's a shame that this now, being undiscovered until now, hasn't got markings on it. That would have been handy.
Very few things have markings on. The only things that seem to have markings on are the things that have been blown up or lost.
Yeah.
Which is a real shame.
It is a shame because that might help with the mystery.
Having said that, the whole island has basically been decimated and destroyed and stuff's taken and all of that. So I guess you could... It doesn't necessarily seem suspicious that there's no markings on the island
No,
anymore.
it's just a shame.
Yeah. There's loads of wood, though. And I suppose all of that talking about... Like, are you got any more thoughts on that round feature, or are you just looking forward to seeing what Mad Cat
Yeah,
Theory
I
is?
kind of want to see if there's anything under this rubble. Because they've been taking some of it out.
They should drill it.
No. But
Case on.
the other round feature on Lot 5, the big one, when they've started digging that, they've actually found stuff that's been buried. So I'm sort of hoping that there's something that's been buried here.
Well, in the nomenclature of Oak Island, should this be the baby round feature?
I guess so.
Because you had the blob and the baby blob,
Yeah.
the baby elephant, and no, that's yeah. So it's the baby round feature until they name it.
Okay.
So I think we should move on to we've talked about it in passing, the swamp. Because that's, again, quite an exciting thing, because they barely touched the swamp last year, I feel like.
No, you're right, they didn't.
They had they kind of went, oh, we'll do the garden shaft, we got to bump something, and no one likes the swamp. But the swamp is the swamp that keeps on giving. So the first thing that we sort of focus on with the swamp is the pipe / hand cannon fragment from last week.
Yes.
And I was convinced that this wasn't a hand cannon.
Yeah, you were.
And who's got egg on their face?
You have.
I have. You, on the other hand, were more...
I bought into the
credulous,
hand
yeah.
cannon gun thing, yeah.
Yeah, you shot your shot. And you were right. So, what do you have to say about the whole thing?
Sucks to be you.
Always a good thing to hear from your wife. I thought it was interesting that because they take it to Emma Culligan, the metallurgist, for metallurgy.
With the machines.
With the machines. And she says it's really hard to date swamp metal. And I didn't know that, but that makes sense, I suppose.
That was quite interesting, wasn't it? Because of all the minerals that are found in the swamp and boggy areas. They can interfere with the integrity of the metal.
Yeah, is that why you think partly why they don't like the swamp? Or is
No.
it just because it's stinky
I think, is it Marty doesn't like it because it's stinky?
and boggy?
And it's just difficult, isn't it? It's hard working in soggy earth.
It gave them an excuse to buy a ginormous digger, though.
It's got a really long arm.
Yeah, super long. So they like that. But they do... She sort of says, oh, it's really hard to date. But I did it.
Yeah.
And it's...
She found a couple of areas that could be tested.
Yeah, the
didn't
metal
she?
bits.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's from the 1700s or older. Mm-hmm. So that's good to know.
Yep, fits in with everything else that they're finding.
And then they do the scanning, the XRF scanning, because they want to know if it's got a touch hole.
That's right, yeah.
Which isn't as grim as it sounds.
And this was the point where I was like, okay, so that is different from a gun.
Yes, because they have to sort of light the fuse through the hole, and it
Yeah.
is it's sort of like a dynamite in a stick.
Yeah.
But it shoots things out the end. And I thought it was really interesting because they then get a returning expert to come and talk to us about it. Matthew Bolkzan from Malta. He was the one that previously evaluated that little hand pickaxe that they found deep in the money pit.
Yeah, that's right.
And
they
it's
were
like-
talking about him, weren't they? And they said, we've got a Maltese expert. I was like, ooh.
Maltesers.
Yeah.
Nom, nom, nom.
And then it was him, and I thought... Because I thought they wanted like a hand cannon expert, but no, he's just from Malta.
It turns out everyone from Malta just knows everything about anything.
Yeah, so I was a bit disappointed.
They had him on retainer. They didn't want to pay an extra guy a fee. It was, I get this guy, Malta, that's like Knights of Malta adjacent. I think it's working, right? But he seemed to know quite a bit about it. He said that they were sort of prevalent from 1200 to 1600. And I was like, that's quite a wide range, but it's nice and early.
But they're actually the range of dates that we've got.
Yeah, and he says that it's a fairly early example with a bit of prompting. So nearer to the 1200 than the 1600. So that's pretty cool.
It depends how long these things last.
Yes. Well, they said that they died out of use from around by the 1600s.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't imagine you'd make a load and just leave it 400 years lying around. I would have assumed you'd want to use them fairly soon. I assume that a 400-year-old hand cannon that's never been used is probably a bit leery.
I'm thinking it's like a family heirloom that gets handed down, and then eventually someone that owns it goes to Oak Island and it breaks and they leave it on the ground. So it could have been made in the 1200s and dropped in the 1500s.
I don't think the hand cannons were family heirlooms, though. I think they were a tool.
But handed down.
Well, no, because they're meant to be a single-use thing. I don't think it would.
No,
be...
they're not single-use.
They are.
No,
Yeah.
You can't go to all that effort to make a hand cannon and then use it once and then chuck it away.
They clearly said it was a single-use thing.
No. What they mean is one at a time. Like, you can't load 5 shots into it.
I'm not sure.
Interpretation of single use then.
Yeah.
I think it's one at a time, then you have to wait for it to cool down, then you can use it again.
Okay. But did you spot or did you register what their theory for why it was there was?
No,
it was the most American theory ever. What do you think they use these for?
Right.
I love their logic. Okay.
Defending their home?
No. They theorised that the reason there's so much rubble around is that they use these to shoot the boulders into bits.
Right.
They were like, could they have used this? Because they were like, we found some big boulders, but we found lots of bits of boulders everywhere. There's loads of rubble. Never mind the fact it's been drilled on and demolished for years. They were like, did they shoot the boulders with the hand cannons? And I'm like, America!
Except this is Canada.
Wow. Yeah, but Rick and Marty are Americas.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just like, so that's the new theory. The reason there's bits of rock everywhere is that they shot the boulders.
Well, they were talking about dynamite being used historically and currently to...
Dynamite!
Well, help in mining, breaking up rock. Yeah.
Guns, that's how they dug the tunnels. Guns. Because they were even like, would it be safer to use a hand cannon to shoot boulders to bits underground than it would be to swing an axe or a chisel? And they're like, well, yes, it would. It doesn't seem so.
Is that like shooting a gun on an aeroplane?
I guess, but I mean, it just seems like it would be deeply unsafe to explode things in a tunnel instead of chiseling.
I don't know about that. Is it because you would normally send the paupers down to go and chisel it out that you don't care about the dangers? Whereas one guy stood quite far away to fire a hand cannon, much safer. The posh guys can do that.
The posh guys shooting their way through the ground to bury their treasure.
Yeah.
But if this is the case, why have we only found one hand cannon in 13 seasons?
Because there was only one. Because, okay, it was one shot at a time, but they could reuse
you got me! Oh, I walked into that one. Oh, man. So do you think this will be the last we hear of the hand cannon, apart from when they recap all of their major finds?
Oh, good question. I don't know. I feel like there should be more. I feel like Carmen Legg would have something to say about it that would be interesting to hear. So I kind of hope we see it again.
And then we can read the subtitles to find out what he actually told us.
Some of the time he's audible.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? So it turns out they shot boulders with hand cannons on Oak Island.
They think they shot boulders.
That'll translate to next week. They know it's a fact. Anyway... Speaking of huge revelations, we meet a new person because we go scanning in the swamp and we're with Billy, Gary, and some bloke called Derek Couch.
That's right, and they were talking like we knew him.
Yeah, no introduction, he does this. It's just Derek. Everyone knows Derek.
I was like, who's this guy?
The Couchinator. And plainly, Digging did not agree with Charles Barkhouse, and he's like, I'm out. And they were like, get some scrub in. Who was really bad at digging. And he's their muscle. Like Gary and Billy. Because Billy ain't being the muscle, is he?
You just said he was bad at digging.
Yeah, he was.
So how is he the muscle?
Well, that's the intention. He's there just to dig, but he's bad at digging. We'll get to it. But they do immediately find a stake, and then a log really long log, which has had the ends cut.
Yeah, but Billy found that.
Yeah.
And I always think he does an amazing job. He sat in that digger quite far away, because as we talked about, it's got quite a long arm. And he can just spot these things. He's like, that, get that.
Has got...
You get it.
Yeah, eagle-eye precision Billy.
Yeah.
No, I sometimes wonder if he's got a, telescope.
Because he's actually found quite a lot.
Yeah.
I am always impressed with him.
Yeah, he's the unsung hero of
he
the
is.
dig.
Yeah.
Get that man in.
I know. Because all Gary can find is metal.
Well, and some other stuff as we find later.
All
we'll
right.
get to that, but yeah. And they take from this end cut and peeled massive log. That means it's a roadway, but this time made of wood, not rocks.
Yeah. And I was like, all right. And then they showed us a diagram and I was cool with it.
Yeah, what I enjoyed is they were like, perhaps this will lead to another vault-like feature. It's not a vault anymore, it's a vault-like feature.
Well, in case it's empty or it was used for poop.
Yes, they don't want to say the toilet-like feature.
Yeah.
But yeah, it did seem like a leap, and then they were like, but look, pictures. And
Yeah, the pictures did help. Because
did-
it wasn't just the one log. I think they had found not as long, but bits of others, hadn't they?
Yeah, so then the question is, are they survey stakes or are they part of a roadway?
Yeah, I'm thinking roadway, because that's a lot of survey stakes.
Well, yeah, but if they were used to plot out how to build the road, then that also makes sense. So now I'm confused. I've got conflicting
But if
plausible...
they're using the same material for everything, then...
I suppose my question would be is why is some of it in rocks and some of it in wood? Why would it not all be rocks or all be wood?
Because this is a different road at a different time.
Oh, multi-generational theory.
Exactly, because that other road that they found was Portuguese, they think, from hundreds. And
The 1474 time.
and this one possibly earlier,
Right.
the original road.
Okay.
And I think they're on the opposite side of the swamp to the first road that they found.
And as we know for a fact, that was a man-made swamp, so that used to be in the sea.
Exactly.
So they'd been separate islands.
Exactly.
One Portuguese, one Templar, and then they fight.
No, because of the Portuguese Templars.
One Maltese and one Portuguese, one pirate. There's going to turn out to be like 15 islands, and they all had a different faction on. They all buried treasure and then disappeared.
Well, we have been to other islands in previous series, haven't we? Something about a penguin?
Snake Island nearby or something like that. That they went and had a look, and because the guy was plainly trying to sell it to them.
Yeah.
And they went, nah.
There's nothing here. It's very rocky.
It's about 12 foot across and there's nothing. I enjoyed that. I like the chances.
They got to go on the little boat across, didn't they?
Weebity-dee-dee. Yeah, it was a little boat trip. Used up some airtime. Lovely times.
Yeah.
Would you buy that island?
I would.
I bet you would. You'd set up a deck chair.
Yeah, I'd have a great time.
I would just sail a boat around, chucking random fake artifacts onto the island or dropping them by drone.
Why are you littering my island?
No, not your island, their island. I'd use it as a base of operations for my fraud.
Right.
So I would hurl.
And what would you gain from this?
I'd be able to see them going, oh my god, look, this bit of metal has the word Templars was here stamped on it. That means the Templars. And I'd be like, nah.
You'd be sat on a deck chair laughing.
Yeah, every time they were filming, I'd hold up a big sign that says, I don't know, who's the 7th person to die? And whatnot.
It's you.
Well, I mean, that's a little bit targeted. I don't think that's...
But it depends who reads it, doesn't it?
I'd what was that line? The experts aren't the problem. Yeah, I think this might be not the most constructive plan.
Oh, so what I'm hearing is that I should buy the island by myself, and you can't go on it.
Our love is boundless.
I can have an ocean around
You
me.
buy a secret island.
Well, you could know about it. You just couldn't go there.
That seems like a foundation of a healthy relationship, doesn't it? So, but Gary then does some magic because he scans and metal detects coal, which the last time I was aware didn't involve any metal.
Maybe he just saw it whilst he was metal detecting.
But they never retrieved whatever bipped.
I know.
But also, he seems unsure as to whether it's coal or charcoal.
Yeah, and I can never remember the difference.
Well, one is burnt wood and one is deeply compressed biomatter. So one is really old and solid and hard and made over thousands of years due to high pressure.
Coal.
Yes, well done. And the other is some wood that someone set fire to.
Charcoal.
Yes, it is charred. Not actually the same thing.
Completely different things.
Completely different things, but in the wonderful world of naming,
British
sound
language.
very similar.
Yeah.
Neither of which, from my understanding, you can metal detect.
Yeah.
But they are very excited
Unless
about
maybe there was a nail in that wood before it got charred.
I mean, he does eventually find a tiny little nail, and it's like, oh, another surface nail.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was it then.
Yeah, let's go with
But
that.
the charcoal or coal was more interesting.
Yeah, because they're like, we found charcoal all over the place, so maybe it's charcoal.
Yeah.
If it's coal, I'd have thought that would be much more interesting. Maybe they'll test it.
But charcoal is dateable then, surely,
Yes.
because of the wood.
I don't know. I guess coal would just be really old. But if it's coal, someone brought coal for a furnace?
Yes, but they found a furnace a few years ago.
No, a lime kiln
Furnace.
something. Yeah, but I don't... Would that have needed coal, though?
I don't know. I did research them a few years ago.
Teletalk, where we have no answers. Only speculation. The experts are not the problem here.
Yeah.
To be fair, on our show, the experts are not the problem. For there are none.
No.
I think I might have to make merch
Oh dear.
that no one will buy. I will, though. You can have your island. I will have my piles of unsold merch. We could keep them on your tiny island.
No. What have I told you about littering on my island?
It's not littering, it's highly precious material. Merch.
Move on. You have to because I don't have any notes.
So they had another beep, and this is where we saw that Mr. Couch was really bad at digging, because he was really... Even Gary's like, oh yeah, it's really hard to dig here.
Well, didn't Gary go like, move over, I'll do it with my pinpointer?
He did, yeah. He was like, oh, look, it's still in the hole. This one will be deep.
And it wasn't.
Well, it was, because it's really old iron. Any old iron. And Gary doesn't really know what it is. But I enjoyed this. Because he went, oh, actually, because they gather around and look at it and it's like, oh, I don't know what this bit of... It's really old, but I don't know what it is. And then he goes, I don't know, now that I've looked at it, maybe it could be a bit of a buckle. And I said, how are they going to make this from a treasure chest, like a treasure chest? And he goes, well, it could be, because it's really big. That means it must have been around a really big treasure chest. And I was like, oh, Oak Island has reached its zenith. They don't disappoint.
No, there was a lot about timing on that. Like, how are they going to make this link? Oh, they did it.
Yeah, literally in the background they're going, I think this could be off a treasure chest. A really big one, too. My cynicism was proved to be true. But, I mean, it could be. It could also be nothing of the sort.
Wasn't Rick there at this point?
Probably.
So when Gary said, I don't really know what this is, then Rick came over and he was like, Gary, you usually have a good idea of what these things are.
And Gary felt pressure.
Yeah. Treasure.
Ratings, guys, come on. Get with the program. Rick and Marty were everywhere this episode. They were like at everything. So yeah, he would have been there. Yeah, normally they're not there for everything, but one of them or both of them were there for every single bit. It was quite a lot. But they then eventually move on, and the last thing they find in the swamp scanning area was a needle.
A needle in a swamp stack.
Yes. Why isn't that the name of the episode? It's because they were like, we shoot it to rocks.
Yeah, something about the rocks.
Yeah. Needle in a swamp stack. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be your rating at the end. However many needles in a swamp stack.
I've got my rating.
Have you really?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
So yeah, they find a needle. They're going to analyse it. It's very exciting. The M.
Yeah. They didn't really speculate as to what this needle could be used for.
They've got to leave that gold for next episode.
It could have been used for sewing precious metals onto garments.
I think it was used for sewing the giant bags with a dollar sign on that all the treasure was in.
Or whatever the temp. Oh, man.
The flags, all of the flags. Or it's going to be related to a ship. That's a ship
I was
sail
just wondering
needle.
how we could...
sail needle.
Yeah.
That's what it'll be. That's our prediction. They're going to be like, it's off a sailing ship.
I actually don't think it's big enough for that. But anyway,
it'll
be something related to something.
A treasure chest pin. I've just hit my mic. I'm so excited. And And the final bit that we have is the money pit, which was a big old dud this week, unfortunately. So we're ending on a high. They drilled G4.5 on their strategic grid.
That we know nothing about.
Well, they show us it a lot, but then they just seem to randomly, drunkenly go, there! There's no rhyme or reason as far as we can tell.
Yeah, they're not sharing it with us.
Steve Guptill is very proud of his strategic grid.
Maybe they don't want to show it to us in case people go and try and nick it like on Blind Frog. Beat them to it.
But Blind Frog is not on an island.
No.
That's constantly guarded by Charles Barkhouse and his crack team of Templar agents.
True.
But yeah, I've also noticed, have you noticed that Charles Barkhouse is always wearing a Mason's baseball cap?
They like to advertise things, don't they? They're all always wearing something.
But I think it's very clear that some of them, at least Charles Barkhouse, is a member of the Masons.
Oh yeah, no, he said that before.
Oh.
He feels himself very important.
They're in the building.
I always thought it was supposed to be secret, but apparently it's okay to just announce it on international telly.
The call is coming from inside the house.
Maybe he's higher up than we think.
That's why he doesn't dig.
Yeah.
He went and did 1 week with the plebs to keep his cover up, but actually he's the mastermind.
Yeah. That's why it's okay for him to be out on the telly, because he's posing as someone low level and
he
he's
just
in
pretends
charge.
to be useless.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a ruse.
Because what is he, a historian?
He's the Oak Island historian guy, so he does the tours when you go on the tours.
Right.
That they charge like over $100 for. And stuff. But it's raining for once while they're on there, and it all looks a bit sad. Rick looks really sad while they're doing the drilling.
Oh, the cutaway to Rick on the rock.
We're going to get to that, yeah. Because even while they're drilling, he looks down, and they're like, we aren't finding anything. It's deeply disappointing, but they're not even having much enthusiasm. It's just like, this is a dud. It's sad. And then we sort of move on to later in the episode where Rick, you pan across, and it's just Rick looking dejected, sat slumped on a big pile of gravel. And
Smith's Cove.
In Smith's Cove. And Marty's just driving by, and he says, like, I just happened to see my brother looking, like, crying in the corner.
Yeah, and it's very unusual. We haven't seen him this sad since he had that tick bite.
Yeah, when he got Lyme disease.
Yeah.
Which would make you sad.
Yeah.
Because he waded into all of the muck and the weeds, and he hasn't learnt. But yeah, this was a curious scene, the like of which we haven't really seen very much, where it was sort of like Rick being sad and sort of going, oh, it's all a load of shit, really, isn't it? Like, I'm losing my optimism. And weirdly, Marty was trying to talk him back into it all.
Yeah.
It felt a bit cynical to me.
It felt very storytelling, didn't it?
Like, please keep watching.
I was feeling like they were trying to bring it down, mirror what the audience might be feeling at that point, ready to drop the good stuff in the next few weeks.
Oh, honey, the good stuff?
Yeah.
Like what?
I don't know, but in the what's to come next thing, they were finding stuff.
Like a coin in the money pit, like that.
Yeah, like that.
I like that so you think this is them setting the lowest of lows to really mark the triumph of them finding the treasure?
That is what I think, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It did feel like a desperate plea to go, please keep watching.
Also,
we believe.
Like, yeah, that is going to be depressing, isn't it?
Not finding
Like,
anything.
another hole, another load of nothing.
Yeah, but look at all the other parts of the island when you're finding hand cannons that you theorise they're shooting rocks to death.
But
and
whatever he says, he doesn't actually care as much about the story as he does about treasure.
Gold!
Yeah.
But I thought I enjoyed their conversation because there was a lot of, we know X and we know Y. And I'm like, you don't know anything. You've theorised up the wazoo.
Well, they know a lot of places where the treasure isn't.
Yeah, on the island.
Yeah.
In existence.
It's been spent.
By lots of people that aren't them. But again, they've made more money from this show than was ever on the island.
No, I don't know about that. Look at how much money. When we were early on watching this, the first few seasons, they put the first caisson down. They said it cost over £1 million to put one caisson down.
$1 million?
Okay, dollars. Since then, they've put so many down, plus all this other equipment, plus all the manpower. There's no way the show could cover that.
Oh, yeah, they can. Also, like the Choice Drilling and Irving Equipment Limited, they're all getting very heavy name references on the show. They are doing this at a massive discount. And they can say all they want, oh, there's $1 million, but that's just how much they could pull that number out of the air. It doesn't mean it's true or that they've actually paid
It probably
that.
is, though. That's very heavy equipment.
I think you're grossly underestimating how much money this show is raking in.
I wonder if that's why the Canadian government now require permits for literally everything, and every single meter requires a different permit.
Because they
have to pay for each permit.
Yeah.
And they want in on this money load that is Oak Island.
Well, yeah. Everyone wants their pound of flesh, or their lump of
Their
wood, or
dollar of
charcoal. Or, yeah. But yeah, so it was it felt like a very like a scripted storyline. Like, keep with us, guys. We believe. It's like Panto. Like, you believe, children, don't you? I can't hear you. There's treasure here. Oh no, there isn't. Etc.
Okay. And that was the end, right?
That was the end, with a slightly less sad-looking Rick and Morty sat on a big pile of gravel.
Well, they got up.
They did eventually.
It looked pretty tricky, but they did it.
I just like this sort of like really evocative image of them ending the episode with them two sat on a big pile of junk that they've dug out of the ground with no gold
No, that's
inside.
for the backfill.
Oh.
That's new rubble.
They're just adding a load of old... In 100 years' time, like we said, Jack Begley's grandson will be digging up going, I think
This
there'll
is
be
backfill.
treasure.
Someone's already dug
Someone's
here.
been here. We must be in the right place.
Yeah.
Well, on that really optimistic note, how did you find the episode?
From my memory, quite good, but not great.
So I'm going to predict a 7.
I'll go for a 6.
Oh my god.
I am going for a
That's
6.
almost bottom of the barrel Oak Island for you.
I just felt like I needed a bit more. There was a lot of talking.
Yes, there was. You didn't enjoy the pep talk, rally the troops.
No, that's not what I watch it
No
for.
one wants to see sad
I have to
Rick.
rally myself. I don't need to watch someone else having it.
Oh wow. So a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Oof, low.
I know, but I also think that's what they want.
They want it to be bad.
Yeah, because then the good stuff is coming.
I love your optimism. Like, you're really rationalising. Like,
Well, I think I'm just playing the game.
they're deliberately making it bad just so.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I gave this 2 crying Ricks out of 7.
Oh.
I didn't enjoy the episode. I thought it was dull. It only got an extra point because they theorised that they were shooting boulders to death with hand cannons, which is the most metal thing ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, this was a bit of a dud. Yeah.
Just felt like there was more. We needed more.
I was disappointed with the baby round feature.
I was going to say the baby elephant.
No.
Like, that's there every time.
I was disappointed with that because I thought that was going to be more interesting, and now they're just like, oh, Templars. I'm like, oh, you
Maybe they're just
snooze.
dragging it out too much. Like, give us more each time. East, West, 72, it's not enough.
I love the, you're like, yeah, but, you know, in the future it might be good.
Okay.
But on that note, I think that's all, folks.
Yep. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Toodles!